in Aesthetics, we use this during Module 6 or Chapter 6, Chemistry, so we can use it for that. What we're going to do today is learn about emulsions, suspensions, and mixtures, and we're going to do that by making an oil-based cleanser. So I already have some of the end results ready, but we'll go through it again. So this is actually a mixture. This is a mixture of castor oil and olive oil, and you guys can see that when I mixed them together, they make a solid mixture, okay? So that's a mixture. Two substances that make one solid uniform mixture, and I'll add more so you guys can see that I'm not just telling you that. It's actually true. The fun thing about this lesson is that they can actually use this at home, and they can bring the ingredients to school if you don't have them at your school. So, or they could take it home and do it at home, and you can just hand out a paper and show a demo if you don't want them to actually do it in class because it can get messy. And then they can use this at home. So this is castor oil and olive oil, and they actually mix together nicely and make a uniform mixture. We don't have to add anything to it. It won't separate over time. Why do we use olive oil and castor oil? Well, you can use any oils you want, but castor oil is good cleansing and healing oil, and it'll help those with oily skin. The more castor oil you add, you want to add as much as 50% castor oil. Not too much because it will dry out their skin. Even though it feels thick, it later on will become drier. And the olive oil is going to be nourishing and going to help repair your lipids and everything, your acid mantle in your skin, and give you antioxidants. So that's why we use olive oil. So next you can see if you want a lighter texture to this olive oil cleanser, what you would do is you would add water to that olive oil that we just did. So by adding water, we're going to make a lighter textured cleanser, but the end result is that it's going to separate because oil and water can't mix, right? It's like vinegar and oil for salad dressing. They can't mix. So what happens is we can shake it every time we decide to wash our face. We can shake it up first, and I do this sometimes. And you can make a suspension, but it won't last very long. As it sits here, it's going to separate every single time. There's not going to be one time where you'll shake it and it'll stay mixed. This is just a mixture. It's a suspension. It's not a uniform mixture, just a suspension. So then the last example that we're going to show is our emulsion. Emulsifiers can be chemical ingredients. Sometimes they require heat, sometimes they require blenders, and all sorts of things. You usually want one that's going to look nice and pretty for your marketable cosmetics, but for our own homemade products, I wanted to use something food grade that was natural and that you could get at the vitamin store. So we use something that kind of gives it a funny look, but it's actually a food grade product. People use this for salad dressings and as a supplement. It's called liquid lecithin. It doesn't require heat, it doesn't require blending, doesn't require anything like that. And actually this has a lot of benefits both internally and externally. It does feel sticky, but again, that's going to help our barrier repair function and create a nice barrier for our acid mantle. So if you guys have a compromised acid mantle after peels or in the winter or sun, this is actually a great ingredient. It does help you. It does feel a little sticky at first. So I'll tell you how to use this cleanser as well so that you can get the best results with it. So this is actually going to turn this into this. So this will not separate. I mean, in a few years it might separate just like some of our other cosmetics. Because it is a natural emulsifier, it might separate more quickly than one of the chemical ones. But it'll stay for a long time mixed together. And this gets very messy. So this one, you might want to, you can either use a funnel and shake it up for a long time, or you can mix it in a bowl. I'm going to do it in a bowl, just for the sake of this demonstration. And you don't need a lot of the lecithin. So I'm actually just going to use a butter knife to get a little bit out. And it gives it that kind of yellow color. There are bleached lecithins, but again, I got it as a food grade supplement, so mine's not bleached. So your cleanser is going to look yellow. And then you're just going to mix it together. It's going to look a lot like a salad dressing because that's what people use this for. So my favorite part, the fun part, is when we get to add our own essential oils and make it our own cleanser. So of course we're going to experiment with the amount of oil and the types of oil we use for our own skin. We can use sunflower oil, safflower oil, avocado oil, vitamin E. We can use argan oil, which is really popular right now. There's all kinds of oils we can use in these cleansers. Grapeseed oil is great for acne too. If you want to replace the olive oil with grapeseed oil or even the castor oil with grapeseed oil, you can do that. But the funnest part, see how nice and creamy and thick this got? The funnest part is to put our essential oils in. The blend that I started liking the best works well on everybody, but especially good for those fighting breakouts, and those scared to use the oil cleanser would usually be those that break out, right? So the ones that I found most effective for those that break out is going to be tea tree oil, peppermint, and lavender. Now we're going to use enough. It's going to be different depending on how big of a bottle that you're going to use, but you're going to want to use enough to where you can smell subtly, not overwhelmingly, each oil. Okay, so we're going to use some tea tree oil. That's going to have antiseptic properties. It's antiviral, antifungal, and antibacterial. So this one's a big one for all sorts of skin ailments, not just acne, but it's great for acne too, funguses, all sorts of things. Some people that with sensitive skin, you might have to go easy on the essential oils. You might not even use essential oils, depending on how sensitive they are. Peppermint is also going to have antiseptic properties, and it's going to smell really, really nice in their cleanser. And then lavender is going to soothe the inflammation. And again, a lot of the problems with acne is going to be inflammation. It's not necessarily just the bacteria, it's the inflammation that we have going on. So you want to make sure that you're calming that skin down. So this is the formula I would use for someone with more acneic skin. I find that a lot of people like this formula anyway. So this is a good one. But you can use any essential oils that you like. You could use chamomile oil and lavender oil for a nice calming, soothing cleanser. Geranium will make it smell really nice too. So there's all sorts of oils that we can add in. And now it's starting to smell nice. I'm going to add a little bit more peppermint. I like the peppermint a lot. And then the way we're going to cleanse with this is we're actually going to use it either in the shower or the tub. You can use it at your sink too, but it's easier in these methods. What you're going to do is you're going to put it all over your face, and it's going to feel really weird if you're not used to cleansing with oil. It's going to feel really strange at first. You're going to use that oil to emulsify like we did here, right? This is an emulsion. You can actually use it just like this too, just as an oil cleanser. This is just if you want a lighter formula, more water-based. But the oils in these formulas are going to emulsify with the oil in our pores and the dirt. And they're going to suck that out, and they're going to really give you a deep pore cleansing. So what you're going to do is put it all over, rub it in, massage it in, and then put a nice soft warm washcloth or towel over your face and let it sit for a couple minutes, and then rub it and wipe it off, and then do it 2 or 3 times the first couple times you do it, and then you can start doing it 1 or 2 times as your pores get cleaner. If you do it in the shower, you just want to let the shower steam your face.